Father Miller here. Welcome back to the Nerd Father. Okay, so this is a video I was hoping to do in December around the time of the Feast of St. Nicholas on December 6th. But I'll be honest, it kind of slipped my mind. I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to do this. And now that time has gone by, there are a lot of people who have already done reviews reading this book that I'm going to talk about. Anyway, it's coming to you from Daniel Kibblesmith, called Santa's Husband. And I think you could probably tell what my view is going to be just from the title of that book, Santa's Husband. I'm going to try to be very charitable here, and hopefully won't say anything that I'll have to go to confession for. But anyway, this is a book that came out in 2017, if I remember correctly, and I just heard about it. A few months ago, because following a lot of the podcast community that I'm part of, the Fandom Menace. This is coming from Daniel Kibblesmith, who was supposed to be the creator of the New Warriors comic, featuring characters such as Safe Space, Snowflake, and, I'm trying to remember the walking diabetic girl. Oh, darn, I can't think. It's like the Dora the Explorer with diabetes. I can't remember. Anyway, the reception of that comic was so bad that they canceled it, and I think I can do this. So I'm still learning how to put videos together and everything. This is allowing me to take a screenshot of my computer as I'm typing. So let's take a quick look, because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't remember what it is. Okay, so this was supposed to come out last fall, and as you can see, okay, Trailblazer. So this is the one that I referred to as the diabetic Dora the Explorer, who's able to pull things out of her magical backpack. And then you got Safe Space and Snowflake and Be Negative, and this dude who I don't even remember, that's supposed to be gaining his superpowers through magical internet gas, whatever the heck that is. So anyway, but what I'm going to do is kind of like a video within a video, because this guy is reading and showing Santa's Husband, so I figured I'd do my commentary along the way. So, and since it's not the voice of Daniel Kibblesmith, I don't think it'll be struck. So let's give this a try. Hope you have a barf bag ready.
This is a Santa Claus, and this is Santa Claus' husband, Mr. Claus.
Now notice, Santa is black, and honestly, St. Nicholas, the real St. Nicholas, probably wasn't as white as I am. I mean, he was from the Greece area.
And they are married, yes.
No.
Santa and his husband live together at the North Pole, at the very top of the world.
Remember, St. Nicholas is a Catholic bishop. St. Nicholas, who Santa is based on, was not married to a dude.
They love keeping each other cozy in the cold, but each year it seems to get a little warmer.
Gee, I wonder if that's global warming. Love this guy's outfit.
Santa's husband helps Santa with all the hard work that makes Christmas happen.
Yeah.
From making a list and checking it twice. To feeding Santa's 18 reindeer plus Rudolph, who has a special dietary restrictions
This is
to
for
keep
kids.
his nose shiny and bright, and to helping Santa negotiate labor disputes with the elves in his workshop. And for that, they have a spectacular dental plan.
What kid is going to know about dental plan, let alone labor disputes? What is it? The elves are going to strike? Unsafe working conditions?
Santa is so busy during Christmas time that sometimes his husband, Mr. Claus, even helps him out by sitting in for him at the mall and asking all the good children what they had like for Christmas this year. Some folks get confused and say, "That is Santa Claus himself." But those people are mistaken. It's Santa's husband.
Now, I have the audiobook. I wasted $2. On my live stream on Sunday, I talked about the cooperation with evil and how I believe it is. And again, remember, there's formal and immediate, and media could be immediate or proximate or remote or proximate. This is my $2 is not going to really make a big difference in the whole scheme of things. But it was read by Daniel Kibblesmith himself, which was quite fun, and I hope the sarcasm's coming through on that. And when it tells you to turn the page, so I guess the way the audiobook is meant to be read along with the actual book itself, because there's little jingle bells that tell you when to turn the page.
Santa and his husband have been married in their hearts for a long time.
Yeah.
But it was not yet official.
Catholic bishop. Now this is the thing here too. So this is the Santa's husband's wedding day, and notice this little figure over here. This little figure in white, looks like he's wearing a white cassock. I wonder who that could be. What bishop in the world is wearing a white cassock? It kind of has the face of Pope Francis, and next to him appears to be a rabbi. So, yeah.
So, it was a big day when they finally tied the knots. Everyone was there, from Rudolph and Frosty to Parson Brown. Even a few
Remember, the Vatican just recently affirmed that we cannot bless same-sex unions.
celebrities showed up.
Oh, this is disgusting.
Like any married couple, they have their disagreements, but they always manage to kiss and make up, usually over a plate of milk and cookies.
So I guess Mr. Claus, I think it is Mr. Claus, is the one who wears the dress in the house.
Some angry people on TV will tell you that this is not what Santa Claus looks like, or that Santa Claus doesn't even have a husband.
You know what? He doesn't. He's a Catholic bishop. I'm not angry. I don't think I look angry. Some angry people on TV, you're probably watching this on a computer monitor, which would be a TV, saying that this isn't Santa Claus, that Santa Claus doesn't even have a husband. Well, that's because he doesn't. Love the German accent on this.
But people have imagined.
Yes, people have imagined Santa Claus hundreds of different ways over the years. Who is anyone to say what the real Santa looks like? Well, figuring that he was based on St. Nicholas, I would say that's a pretty good idea. Anyway. Plus, I mean, you know, St. Nicholas wasn't married, Mrs. Claus and all that. I mean, the idea of it is Santa Claus is based on a Catholic saint, and
Santa Claus hundreds of different ways over the years. Who is
Anyway, we're going to look at an article after this about the real Saint Nicholas, the real Santa Claus.
anyone to say what the real Santa looks like? Huh.
This guy looks like Tim Curry from Loaded Weapon, I think it is.
Maybe Santa
You got an elephant Santa. Oh, gee.
Clauses can come in all shapes and colors and sizes. Just like the families that Santa Claus visits all over the world. But as long as children believe in the magic of Christmas, there will always be a Santa Claus.
Aww.
And as long as there is a Santa Claus, he will have a man waiting at home who loves him. Also, Santa's husband's name is David.
Yeah. We're going to go to another thing here. Okay, so that is Santa's husband. Let's go to Audible because I do have the audiobook and I can play a little bit of it without getting into trouble because it's the audio preview clip. And you'll see my books here that I've had. As you probably know, I'm a big history buff. Love history. They had a sale recently where the books were, a lot of the books were only $6, so I ended up getting them. Let's see. I just finished Harry Turtledove's, I don't know what it's called, the South Trilogy, and that was really, really good. That was about, that was like 12 books. Here we go. Let's take a little listen to it. Okay. Hopefully. Okay, let's do this.
Maybe Santa Clauses can come in all shapes and colors and sizes. At home, who loves him.
Oh.
Like the families that Santa Claus visits
We're gonna
all
pause
over.
this because I know it's the last page or so. I don't want to get copyright strike.
But as long as children believe in the magic of Christmas, there will always be a Santa Claus. And as long as there's a Santa Claus, he will have a man waiting at home who loves him.
Yeah.
Also, Santa's husband's name is David.
Anyway, Santa's Husband, read by Daniel Kibblesmith. So this is coming from Franciscan Media. This is an article about the real St. Nicholas. And as you probably know, St. Nicholas is special not only to Catholics, but the Orthodox Church as well. And he's the patron of children, the patron of travelers, those seeking husbands. I did not know that. I believe the Archangel Raphael is also that, because he helped Tobit find his wife. And his feast day is December 6th. Let's see. Okay, so he is really a saint. He was born in 280, and he was in the Mediterranean coast, where St. Paul first brought the gospel. In Myra, so Nicholas of Myra, sorry. Let's see. He was such a devoted and holy bishop that, like Mother Teresa today, the people immediately recognized him as a saint. Thus, the church kept careful track of his remains after he died in 342. A church was built to house those remains by Emperor Constantine, and Constantine is the one that brought the end of the persecution of the church with the Edict of Milan in 312. And okay, so it does say that too. Who had freed Christians, including Nicholas, from prison and torture under the Diocletian persecution. So, a fun little history bit here. We get the term diocese from Diocletian because one of the things he did as emperor was he broke up the Roman Empire into different sections and named them after himself, called dioceses. So the church took that as it was growing because, the bishop's the head of the diocese. So, anyway. More than 500 years later, when the Muslim Turks took possession of the area, his remains were removed for safekeeping across the waters to Italy. Okay, I did not know that. I think I might have known that. In a symbolic ecumenical gesture, 30 years ago, the Holy See approved the return of several relics of St. Nicholas to the Greek Orthodox Church in Flushing, New York, where they are enshrined at St. Nicholas's Orthodox Church. This is in 1972, so this article is probably about 12 years old. But still, it doesn't really make a difference. Let's see. Okay, this part I did not know. Nicholas's remains from the beginning were observed to have a sweet-smelling oil or myrrh called St. Nicholas's manna. Interesting. Many have sought these oils over the course of centuries for their healing powers. They are a sign of the purity of Nicholas's life, that his body, even in death, is uncorrupt and sweet. Interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. Some accounts have Nicholas being named a bishop while still a boy. I don't know about that. Due to a stalemate in the local community's bishop's election. Again, it's a lot different back then. Others have an account of Nicholas as an abbot of the monastery being named bishop. All that it really is academic when we consider what St. Nicholas the Archbishop teaches us. And St. Nicholas, as you probably noticed in the title card, was at the Council of Nicaea, and he was very influential at the Council of Nicaea. Legend has it that he was punching Arius, the heretic, in the face when he was preaching his heresy. It's apocryphal. It's a fun story, though. Anyway, let's see. Okay, so the story of Nicholas's ordination is moving. The bishops got together and they prayed. It was by divine revelation that they were told the next person who runs into church, nab him and make him bishop. It shows that not only his own will, but God is calling him to pastor his flock. Okay. Greeks are especially devoted to Nicholas because he's the patron of seafarers, and Greece is a seafaring country. Every boat in Greece has an icon of Nicholas and a vigil lamp before it. Did not know that. And in fact, there are more churches named after St. Nicholas than any other saint, with the possibility of the Blessed Mother. In the weeks following September 11, 2001, the Greek Orthodox congregation of the tiny St. Nicholas, destroyed in the collapse of the World Trade Center, took a full-page ad in the Times to announce their intention to rebuild. In the ad, they invoked Nicholas as the patron of all travelers, including airline passengers. I guess I remember that. I forgot that it was St. Nicholas. I knew that there was an Orthodox church attacked and damaged by the rubble from the Trade Center. Anyway, final aspect of St. Nicholas is not to be forgotten. He suffered for the faith. He lived during the time of persecution at the hands of the Roman emperors. He survived torture in prison to live through incredibly challenging years of the newly freed church defining its doctrines. And this is coming to the Council of Nicaea between Arius and Athanasius over the divinity of Christ. Trust me, it's a long, complicated thing. This was settled in 325 at the Council of Nicaea, the source of the creed that we pray every Sunday at Mass. Here we go. So there is an apocryphal story that the Archbishop Nicholas at the Nicene Council was so infuriated at the Arian bishop who denied Jesus' full divinity that he slapped him in the face. He was censored, the story goes, until the same bishops had a dream in which God told them to reinstate Nicholas. They reinstated him. The story, true or not, put Nicholas squarely on the side of those who proclaim Jesus as being one with the Father, and the struggle to capture the minds and hearts of Christians of the day. Basically, long story short, Arians teach that there was a time when Jesus was not, that he's not eternally begotten of the Father, like we believe and what we pray in the creed. So, anyway, that's my little wrap-up and my little review of Santa's husband. Basically, it's a big ball of garbage. Don't spend the $2. We just went through it. I don't think it's worth it. I'll use that $2 and apply it to a few more dollars that I'll use to go buy a cigar, which I will destroy by smoking it. So, anyway, thanks for joining me. Please be sure to hit the like button and hit the ring bell so you can be notified when new videos are uploaded. So, until next time, God bless.